Hey drone fans, have you ever imagined combining the power of the Mini 5 Pro, Avata 2, Air 3, and Osmo 360 into a single drone? Picture this, just one mid-range drone in your bag that can handle almost every type of shot you need. Sounds unrealistic, right? Well, what if that idea is actually becoming real? Meet DJI's first panoramic flagship drone, the Avata 360. And the specs are seriously impressive.
A quick shout out to my tech partner from China for sharing this video. A big thank you for making this possible. Hey everyone, it's Maiky from techmaiky. If you love staying updated with the latest gadgets, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out our exciting tech content.
8K at 60 FPS panoramic recording, a 1-inch flagship sensor, full frame level imaging, 04 transmission, and a massive 20-kilometer range. What's even crazier is that all of this is packed into a compact body, and it's priced at just 2,788 yuan, around 300 pounds or $410. That's a pretty bold move. In terms of design, the Avata 360 keeps the signature unibody style from the Avata lineup, but this time it's flatter to improve panoramic capture. One of the standout features is its newly designed panoramic platform, inspired by Osmo tech. It uses two square dual sensors, and in panoramic mode, both lenses work together to capture and stitch a full panoramic image. There's also a really clever reversible design. When taking off or landing, the drone flips slightly backward, revealing a small footpad underneath so it can safely touch down. Since panoramic lenses are usually large and easy to scratch, this design helps protect them by retracting one lens. And even if you do damage one, you can replace it separately later, which is super practical. When it comes to controls, the Avata 360 supports Flight Goggles 3, N3, motion controllers, and even FPV-style controls like the FPV Remote 3. With panoramic shooting added into the mix, it's easy to pick up, fun to use, and still highly capable. But here's the key difference. It also supports the traditional RC2 controller and offers a single-lens shooting mode. That's a thoughtful addition for more experienced pilots. Now, while motion control is super intuitive and fun, if you're someone who likes precise aerial movements, like flying through tight spaces or orbiting subjects, you'll probably still prefer using the standard controller. Personally, I lean toward traditional shooting. Even though panoramic footage lets you reframe everything later in DJI Studio, I'd rather nail the camera movement during the actual flight. It just feels more natural, and you understand the scene better in the moment. That said, the Avata 360 strikes a really nice balance. In panoramic mode, when you hit record, it captures the full panoramic footage, while also saving your real-time camera movements. If you're happy with the shot, you can export it instantly. But if you want to tweak things, you can go back later, add keyframes, and refine your camera moves. During flight, though, it still feels just like using a traditional drone. It's essentially blending panoramic flexibility with classic control, best of both worlds. Since this drone also aims to cover use cases similar to something like the Mini series, image quality obviously matters. Because panoramic footage is so wide, the flat images you see are actually cropped from that full view. To keep things sharp and usable, the Avata 360 uses the same 1-inch sensor setup as the Osmo 360, dual square CMOS sensors, capable of 1.2 billion pixel panoramic photos and 8K 60 FPS video. That puts it right up there in terms of image quality. In real-world use, with its ultra-wide field of view and some smart camera movement, the results look fantastic. But there's a trade-off. Because the field of view is so wide, if you want a tighter zoomed-in shot, you'll need to crop quite a bit. Even starting from 8K, it won't quite match the quality of a dedicated tele lens like you'd find on something like the Air 3S. So if you shoot a lot of close-up, zoom-heavy footage, a drone with a dedicated tele lens might still be the better choice. Of course, if a future 16K panoramic version comes along, that cropping issue might disappear. But then again, storage costs are already going up. Speaking of storage, DJI has been pretty generous here. Even at this price, the Avata 360 comes with 42 gigabytes of built-in storage, enough for almost 46 minutes of 8K 30 FPS panoramic recording, without even needing a memory card. Now let's talk about something every pilot cares about: flight safety. The Avata 360 supports full omnidirectional obstacle avoidance, but interestingly, if you look closely, it only has visible sensors and LiDAR near the front lens. So how does it avoid obstacles on the sides and rear? It actually uses its panoramic imaging combined with smart algorithms to handle that. In testing during daylight, the obstacle avoidance works really well. Whether it's trees, buildings, or streetlights, it handles them confidently. But at night, you do need to be more careful. Only the front and bottom sensors remain reliable thanks to LiDAR, so it's best to avoid side or inverted flying in low light. For panoramic shots, you can always adjust framing later anyway, so there's no need to take extra risks. As for transmission, DJI continues to deliver top-tier performance. The Avata 360 uses 04 Plus transmission, giving you a range of up to 20 kilometers. On top of that, it includes built-in 4G transmission as a backup, so whether you're flying in a city full of signal interference or out in the mountains, you can switch between systems for a stable connection. Even in tricky environments with obstacles and interference, as long as you're not pushing extreme distances, the signal stays strong. You don't even have to constantly aim your controller at the drone. The video feed remains clear with low latency and a really smooth overall experience.
On top of that, the built-in integrated frame design is incredibly tough, helping reduce damage if you do happen to crash. This makes a huge difference when you're going for those thrilling FPV-style shots, like steep dives or flying low and fast, because you can stay confident and fully focused without second-guessing every move. That's always been one of the standout strengths of the Avata lineup. And that brings us to what I'd call the third form of the Avata 360, its true FPV identity. When you pair it with the FPV remote controller or use a motion controller with flight goggles, switching into single lens mode basically turns it into a pure Avata-style FPV drone. You get that tilted, immersive perspective that really pulls you into the flight. With goggles on, the experience feels intense and incredibly engaging. That said, there's something important to keep in mind. In single lens mode, one of the lenses is hidden, which means panoramic obstacle avoidance isn't available. You're limited to downward obstacle sensing, so you'll need to be more careful when flying in this mode. It's a trade-off for that immersive FPV feel. Another compromise comes with battery life. Because of the integrated design, it doesn't last as long as something like the Mini 5 Pro, which can go up to 52 minutes. The Avata 360 tops out at around 23 minutes, and if you're flying aggressively, you'll likely be swapping batteries after about 15 to 18 minutes. The good news is the Fly More combo includes 3 batteries and a charging hub with fast charging support, so you can keep flying longer without too much downtime. Now, beyond these 3 modes, there's a set of core features that really make this drone stand out. Similar to high-end professional setups, the Avata 360 combines an FPV viewing lens with a downward-facing omnidirectional gimbal. One handles your flight perspective, while the other controls the camera movement. This means your flight path and camera direction can operate independently, opening the door to some seriously dynamic and cinematic shots. For example, I personally love shooting car footage from the air, but doing that with something like the Air 3S can be tricky and expensive. In the past, I had to fly backwards while constantly watching the drone itself for safety, which made it almost impossible to monitor the live footage at the same time. It was stressful and not very efficient. With the Avata 360, it's a completely different story. Since it's using a panoramic system, the software can generate a secondary view that locks onto your flight perspective, and it's all in full color and high definition. When you activate the Intelligent Follow feature, especially the Free Follow mode, the drone automatically keeps your subject framed. Essentially, you focus on flying, and the drone handles the camera work through its algorithms. The success rate is impressively high, and getting those cinematic car-following shots becomes surprisingly easy. And if you're not fully happy with the result, you can always jump into DJI Studio later and experiment with different camera movements during editing. There's a lot of creative freedom there. In S mode, the drone can reach speeds of up to 64.8 kilometers per hour, which is more than enough for most tracking scenarios, as long as you coordinate a bit with your subject. If you're not very confident in your piloting skills, or you don't have someone helping you, the standard follow mode is a great option. In this mode, the drone basically handles both the flight and camera movement on its own. Thanks to the panoramic lens and its solid obstacle avoidance system, its tracking performance is among the best I've seen. Whether you're navigating tight spaces or following vehicles at low to moderate speeds, it can handle the job safely and smoothly. So, to wrap things up, based on my experience, the Avata 360 isn't just a simple mix of panoramic and FPV features. It feels more like a versatile creative tool that balances professional capabilities with ease of use. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced pilot, there's a way for you to get the most out of it. With its 1-inch sensor, 8K 60 FPS recording, dependable obstacle avoidance, stable 0.4 transmission, and multiple shooting modes, it essentially gives you a single drone that covers both panoramic capture and advanced cinematic movement. And pricing it at 2788 yuan for the base unit is a pretty bold move by DJI this year. For experienced users who already own compatible goggles or controllers, it's an affordable way to unlock a completely new kind of flying experience. For beginners, I'd recommend starting with the motion controller setup. It's much easier to learn. Then later on, you can pick up a used remote controller once you're more comfortable, which saves money. That's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. It really helps the channel. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.